What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we have the Miami Heat, who are one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Unfortunately for them, are off to a pretty slow start at 2-5, but there's quite a bit of talent on this team, and I think we're a move or two away from a possible championship. Overall-wise, from last season to this season, the Miami Heat's roster really didn't change a ton, but they did lose PJ Tucker, who was a really good 3-and-D guy for them. Ultimately, we really did not replace him at all. So that loss, I can tell you from watching a couple of their games, definitely is hurting them a little bit. I watched that Celtics game. It definitely hurt them. But what we can do today is we can make some moves. We also have Nikola Jovic, who they went ahead and drafted. We can go ahead, maybe develop him a little bit. But overall-wise, there's really not too much for me to worry about with this team in 2K anyway. We'll probably make a couple trades as soon as we do get into this actual rebuild. But real quick, couple things. One, we have actually 5 normal rebuilds left. It is the Wizards and the Pacers in the Eastern Conference, and in the West, it is the Denver Nuggets, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Dallas Mavericks. So whichever one of those you guys want to see next, let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, I would be happy to do it. So Miami Heat, move or two away. We're probably going to be in contention this year if I had to guess. I'll talk about this roster a little bit more when we get into it. Let's see if we can get the Miami Heat another championship. We're only going to be making a small trade or two, if any at all. Again, as I mentioned, this roster is pretty talented. There's really not a reason to change a ton of it. I get it that they're 2-5 right now, but that really shouldn't translate, I would have to guess, here into 2K. So it'd be cool if we could use start today, but that feature is not yet available. I mean, you can see it on the menu, 2K just doesn't let me use it. But let's talk about it. Kyle Lowry, his better days are definitely a little bit behind him. He's still a serviceable point guard. We'll see what we do with him. He's not going to be here. I'll just tell you straight up right now. He will not be here for more than one season. I'm hoping he doesn't retire at the end of this year because I'd like to go ahead and maybe get some value for him eventually, but I'd rather keep him for now because I don't think we're really going to find a better player than what we have here. You know what I'm saying? We have Gabe Vincent, who's a really good backup point guard. Somebody I really like on this team quite a bit. He's a guy that really pissed me off when my Celtics were playing him in the playoffs last year, but that's always a good thing, obviously, if he's on the team you're going against. We have Tyler Hero, former 6th Man of the Year award winner. Obviously got paid, and he develops really well in this game. Probably not going to be moving on from him. Max Strus, guy who can shoot the 3-ball a little bit. We'll see what we end up doing with him. The small forward spot, Jimmy Butler, best player on this team, one of the best two-way players in the entirety of the NBA. Yeah, I hate to rub it in, but he missed a shot that would have sent him to the NBA Finals. But you know what? Jimmy's not going anywhere. I think you all know that. I love having him here. I love Jimmy Butler as a player. Just awesome guy to watch. We have Victor Oladipo, who's revitalized his career a little bit. I believe he actually has an option of some sort after this season as well. It's a player option for just under $9.5 million. So we'll see what we end up doing there. We have Duncan Robinson, who has basically fallen out of the Miami Heat's rotation after they paid him, which is just so sad because that is a lot of money. Caleb Martin is going to be starting at the 4, so I guess this is kind of their replacement. I mean, I know Caleb Martin was on the team last year, but their replacement in terms of the starting lineup in order to replace PJ Tucker. We have Nikola Jovic, who was drafted 27 overall. I'm going to try to develop him as much as possible. We will see what ends up happening with him. Hopefully he can maybe crack them. I mean, he's going to be in the rotation, but get significant minutes in the rotation at some point. And then finally, Bam Adebayo, second best player on this team, one of the better defensive centers in the league, one of the better centers in the league in general. Excited to have him here, only 25 years old. Dedmon, I'm going to play Yurtseven, so Dedmon's probably going to get traded, just to be honest with you, and hopefully Yurtseven can progress a little bit. And then we got OG Udonis Haslem here as well. I'm not going to trade him because I do not want Miami Heat fans jumping down my throat. We are going to make some trades, so let's get into it. The New Orleans Pelicans want to give us a first-round draft pick in 2026 for Dwayne Dedmon. I really just didn't think he was going to crack the rotation, and he's 33 years old on a 1-year contract, so we're moving on from him. We also get Garrett Temple, who I'm actually just going to try to flip immediately and maybe get some sort of other pick, because that is something the Miami Heat do not have, a lot of draft picks, and that's really unfortunate because I was kind of hoping that we would maybe, Udoka Azubuike. I'm actually going to take him because he's not expiring. No, he's not. He could maybe either get in the rotation eventually, or he could maybe go ahead and get me a draft pick at some point. I'm not going to trade him right now. Let me see. Could Haywood Highsmith get me a draft pick? If he could, I'm definitely going to trade him just because I don't really think I need him. This team Clippers want to give me 2 seconds. You know what? 2 seconds is 2 seconds for a guy that was not even going to sniff the rotation. That is all of our trades we're going to make before year 1. Let's now go ahead and set this rotation. We're all set setting the rotation here at the start of year 1. We didn't make a ton of major moves with this team. We made a couple smaller ones that are hopefully going to help us out in the future. But this is still a team that should definitely be in the mix, definitely be in contention. And overall wise, I'm excited to see what happens. So it's Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero. Really no shockers in the backcourt there. I'm happy Tyler Hero's finally in the starting 5. I think he's going to help us a lot. We have Jimmy Butler at the starting small forward spot. Caleb Martin takes over at the 4. And then Bam Adebayo, who I'm hoping to win a depoy or 2 in this video, is going to be our starting center. The bench unit's okay. It's definitely not the greatest, but I've definitely also had worse to start out a rebuild. Victor Oladipo going to be that 6-man. Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Omer Yurtseven, and Nikola Jovic. I'm really having Nikola Jovic in this starting lineup because I like the potential. I think we can eventually get him progressed to a decent overall, and we will see from there. If he ends up just completely sucking after maybe 1 or 2 years, we will move on, find somebody new. But we also have Robinson here. We have Udoka Azubuike here. We have Udonis Haslem here, who's really not going to be playing. But you know what? That is the team. This is one of the top teams in the East. Obviously, if we were in start today, we'd be starting out 2-5, but 2K does not let me do that for whatever reason. I'll see you guys at the end of the year 1 here in Miami. I almost feel like I can just kind of start skipping over the MVP at this point because it legitimately never changes. Paolo Banchero, Rookie of the Year, as I mentioned pretty much every video that he wins it, off to an incredibly hot start in his actual rookie season. Andre Drummond, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis wins Depoy. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved. Billy Donovan, Coach of the Year. So I'm not going to lie, I missed our record. I have no idea what we were, and we go 52-30. We take the 3 seed here in the East. Perfectly fine, kind of on par. Do I think the Hawks and the Bulls should be ahead of us? Probably not. I think teams more like the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics should probably be there, but we're not going to get into it right now. 3 seed is honestly, I will take that for year 1. Let's get into the numbers. Jimmy Butler, almost 22 points a game, was our leading scorer, followed by Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. That's kind of the big 3 in the scoring department for me anyways. Kind of really where I thought a lot of the points would come from. Kyle Lowry is Kyle Lowry at this point in his career. It sucks that, he's fallen off a little bit in the points department. Averaged over 8 assists, though. I can't really be mad about that, but I really just kind of feel like we definitely need to find an upgrade at the point guard spot. And I'm really hoping Kyle Lowry does not retire, because if he does, that really screws me because I still don't have the cap space to go out and sign some money anyways. So let's give Kyle Lowry a reason to stay. We have the 6-seeded Celtics here, so a repeat of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. I love Peyton Pritchard. I have no idea why he's in the starting lineup. What the fuck is this lineup? Okay, this is done horribly wrong, but I guess it just makes their bench that much better. The Celtics are not a 6 seed, I can tell you that. They're a whole lot better than a 6 seed. And as much as it pains me to say it, I want to beat the living shit out of them right now. And we are going to Game 7. Second year in a row, we're losing to the Celtics in Game 7s on our home floor. Not exactly ideal. That team's not a 6 seed, though. They're a lot better than a 6 seed. Minnesota wins the West in Philadelphia. Congratulations. Oh, holy shit, Embiid. Congratulations, Philadelphia finally getting out of the second round. And they do go on to win a finals, and Joel Embiid is your finals MVP. So, please tell me Kyle Lowry's not here, because I am screwed if Kyle Lowry is here. Okay, it does not look like he is, thank God. Now I'm going to trade him, because I cannot afford to have a point guard that is on the verge of retirement and not playing his best basketball. He did average 8 assists, so I give him credit, but just not going to help us out right now. I know we don't have our first round pick. It is actually owned by the Oklahoma City Thunder right there at number 23. Would have been cool to have it, but, it is what it is. Eric Spoelstra is one of the best head coaches in the league, in my opinion. We are obviously not moving on from him. And now let's head up to the draft. I don't think I traded for any picks this year. I did not, so we can kind of just skip right over the draft. Unless maybe I can make it. You know what? Let's see if I can find a trade. There were not a ton of teams interested in Kyle Lowry before the draft, so we will skip over the draft and we will go straight to team player options. And, so Victor Oladipo actually declines. A little bit surprising. Azubuike will come back because at a minimum I can probably get a first-round pick for him, but I'm surprised Victor Oladipo actually didn't accept just under $10 million. I will give Yurtseven a qualifying offer. We will see what he ends up wanting in free agency, but we definitely do this for how the fuck, what? How are you 43? I almost feel like I have to resign him because I'm going to get crucified if I don't, but I got to pay Strus first, and then I'll pay Strus like $8 million a year, and then I want to pay Gabe Vincent as well. I think he's a really solid backup point guard option. But what is Udonis Haslem doing? Be an assistant coach at this point. I get it. You're getting more money and whatever it may be. Congratulations, but good Lord. Let it go. All right, so I want to see if I can get Oladipo back, definitely. And then I also would like to get Yurtseven back because those are all key rotation pieces for me. So is it going to let me bring back Victor Oladipo? I'm hoping. No, it's not? Okay, shit. Well, that kind of sucks. Let me just make sure. Oh, wait. Yes, it is. All right. I got all of these guys back, which is obviously huge. And then now I will wait on Yurtseven. He's not the biggest concern of mine just because we do have Udoka Azubuike. But now I do want to find a new backup, or a new starting point guard. So let's go make that trade. I'm going to try to get De'Aaron Fox here from the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox has had an insanely good start to this year in real life. I've always said he is an underrated player in this league, and I'd like to have him on my team. I offered up Lowry and Robinson. I did not think they'd be taking that. Straight up, how about if I throw in Azubuike as well? And I do not have a ton of first-round picks, unfortunately. You can have mine this year just because I know we'll be a good team, and they agreed to that. All right, that's huge. We added De'Aaron Fox, who's 25 years old. Obviously, fits the timeline a little bit better, and overall-wise, I would much rather have him here than I would at Kyle Lowry. So, let's see. We just need to find our new backup center, and hopefully that's just me re-signing Yurtsman because we don't really have a ton of other moves at this point. Let me just go see if I can just find him. It's probably way easier. It's actually probably way easier to spell his first name. I think it's O-M-E-R, if my memory serves me correctly. It does. He actually wants too much money. We don't have any sort of rights. So he is restricted. He's probably going to end up accepting his qualifying. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. I was scrolling through trades, seeing if we could find an upgrade at the power forward spot, and Andrew Wiggins is here. I know he's not a traditional 4, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to make this trade. Because Andrew Wiggins definitely adds some talent to this team. It sucks giving up Oladipo and Caleb Martin. We are in fully simmed all the way up to next season at this point. And honestly, I'd like to have Andrew Wiggins on this team. So this is what we're offering them. This is what we're trading over. We're also getting Patrick Baldwin Jr. back. And Andrew Wiggins is officially coming over here to Miami. I don't know if we're going to have to make another trade or two. I honestly want to see what happens if I move him to the 4. His overall just does not change at all. So Andrew Wiggins will be starting at the 4 for us. And I'll either see you guys with the rotation or maybe one more trade. We made a pretty big trade to open up year 2 that honestly I really didn't see coming. I kind of just threw up a couple players in the trade finder, and Andrew Wiggins was, for whatever reason, available. So he's now here in Miami, and I think he's a really big upgrade in this starting 5. Is he a natural fit at the 4? No, probably not. But this is today's NBA. You don't really need a position. But here's how it's going to look. It's a really talented starting 5. It's De'Aaron Fox, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins, and Bam Adebayo. Unfortunately, trading Victor Oladipo and who else did I trade? I traded Caleb Martin, didn't I? Definitely hurt our bench a little bit. And that's something we'll definitely work on this offseason. But as of now, this is going to be the bench. It's Max Strus taking over the 6-man role. Omar Yurtseven, Gabe Vincent, Nikola Jovic, and Patrick Baldwin Jr. I moved him down to the small forward spot. These two are definitely both really young on a championship contending team. Definitely scares me a little bit, but maybe I'll cut the rotation by the time we do get to the playoffs. But that is it for now. I am hoping for a very good year 2. And I want a championship. See you guys at the end of year 2 here in Miami. It was definitely a successful season 2 here in Miami. I was able to see our record. We went 62-20, assuming that's good enough for the 1 seed. Albeit I have seen the Cleveland Cavaliers win like almost 70 games, but we'll see what happens. Ja Morant does win the MVP award. Victor Wembanyama ends Rookie of the Year. Ended up going number 1 overall to San Antonio. I think they made the right pick. Nick Smith, 6th Man of the Year, is in Washington, D.C. Giannis wins DPOY. Daniel Gafford, Most Improved. Eric Spoelstra, Coach of the Year, 62-20, as I mentioned. Hoping that's the best record in the league, and it was. Very happy overall-wise with kind of how things played out. Let's take a look at the numbers. It was Tyler Hero actually leading the charge in the scoring department, and then De'Aaron Fox. So, I get it. Jimmy Butler maybe not taking a step back, but maybe relinquishing some of the responsibility for scoring to some other players. Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins, that's the starting 5 right there. Overall-wise, really surprised that Wiggins was even still an option here for us. I didn't really think I'd be able to trade from that easily, but I was. All right, who we got in round 1? It is going to be the 8th-seeded Chicago Bulls. Lonzo, Levine, DeRozan, Patrick Williams, Hernan Gomez, TJ Warren. They got Io, KCP, Will Barton. All right, it's a pretty decent team. Let's see if we can get by them here in round 1, because I think we are definitely the better team. Maybe not have the best bench, but I think we're the better team overall. And we're going to a Game 7 here. Thank the Lord. I did not want to lose again in round 1, especially as a 62-win 1 seed. Oh, shit. How do you have Chris Middleton? Like, what? I'm just confused. Like, who did they trade to get Chris Middleton? Did he just sign with them? But, like, where did that money come from? I have no idea, but that starting 5 could be one of, if not the best in the league. And we're up 3. Do not blow the 3-1 lead, or 3-0 lead even. And the 2-seeded 76ers, who won a championship last year. Harden, Tyrese Maxey. Speaking of guys that have had an incredible start to their regular season. Tyrese Maxey, my God. Let's see if we can get by them here. They are a good team. I think we're a better team, though. I'm not going to lie to you. We're 2-2, so we got a best of 3. We go up 3-2, and we're going to Game 7. Winner takes on the Pelicans. Can we get by them here? Fucking A, man. Embiid. And the Sixers win their 2nd straight championship. 2K, I get it. It's not supposed to be a realistic game. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get into some. Thank the Lord Udonis Haslem retired. Oh! LeBron calls it a career. Iggy calls it a CP3. I'm so happy I traded him. I sent bro out to Sacramento. Couldn't even do it. All right, let's get into the offseason. We definitely don't have a lottery pick. I've traded basically every single draft. Holy shit. Thunder. And they end up with 4, 5, and 7. I mean, that's still not a bad consolation prize, but my God almighty. Spo's not going anywhere. Let's now hit the draft. I'm almost 95% positive we do not have a draft pick this year, and we do not. So we're not going to be drafting anybody in today's video, but this team really isn't on the path to be drafting players, if you will. Omer Yurtseven will get the qualifying offer again. I'm not really sure how he has it again. I don't know if you accept a qualifying offer or do you just straight up get it again. We do not have rights on anybody, though, which is sick. Yurtseven's really our only free agent. I'm going to wait on him probably, but I think I do want to upgrade this bench a little bit. So I can definitely sign somebody in free agency. Who that is, I'm not really sure. Trey Mann's an option here. Honestly, might be kind of the best option we get. So he was released. I believe that's what that contract is. I'll bring him in here now. I believe he actually might have a no trade clause now as well. Let's see if I can. Oh, we're still in moratorium. I'm like, what the hell did he go? I believe he now has a no trade clause. I think that's how that works. Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay. Well, he's here. We obviously do have Max Strus here, but you know what? I'm going to go with Trey Mann. I think he's a better player to have off the bench. And now Strus is going to be combined with somebody else to get me some sort of upgrade. Let's find that trade. We're going to be trading Patrick Baldwin Jr., Max Strus, a first and a second round pick over to the Brooklyn Nets for Cameron Thomas and Deron Sharp. Cam Thomas, if you guys remember, he progresses really well in this game, or, well, actually it was 2K22. But if you look at his numbers from last season, he probably was in the starting lineup or their sixth man and had a really good year. So he's going to come in. He's going to be Jimmy Butler's backup. We also get Deron Sharp, who could just replace Yurtseven, or I don't even know. I mean, he was pretty solid last year. I'll see what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to bring Yurtseven back, and then we'll go from there. So I decided that we're going to move on from Andrew Wiggins. We do not have to move on from Andrew Wiggins. I just decided that we are going to, because I think we need more of a big man at our 4. Andrew Wiggins is a really good player, and I didn't want to trade him, but Domantas Sabonis, I don't know how well he'll necessarily fit. He's, again, more of a center in my opinion, but he's going to be plugged in next to Bam Adebayo, going to be our starting power forward. I will now wait on Yurtseven. I'm going to change the position here on Sabonis, and I will see you guys at the start of year 3. It is officially start of the third and final season here in Miami. We have not won a championship yet. We have not even been into the NBA Finals, and we're obviously hoping to win a championship this year. This team is immensely talented. I think we did a really good job of crafting out a starting 5 that can hopefully play well together. And I'm excited to see what happens. It's De'Aaron Fox, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Domantas Sabonis, obviously the new addition, and Bam Adebayo. Pretty good starting 5. We also did a pretty good job, I would say, of getting a better bench. We added Trey Mann. We added Cam Thomas, 2 guys to come off the bench, hopefully be some spark plugs for us. We have Omer Yurtseven again, Gabe Vincent, and Nikola Jovic is now up to a 76 overall, still going to remain my backup power forward. I like the team a lot. I'm hoping for a championship, though. And let's get into the third and final season. Year 3 ended with us going 64-18 in the regular season. Of course, that's awesome, but it really doesn't matter to me unless we are out winning a championship, so hopefully we can make that happen. I believe this is the second straight MVP for Ja Morant. Ron Holland, Rookie of the Year, ended up going number 1 overall to the Utah Jazz. Markelle Fultz, 6th Man of the Year, found a new home in Detroit. Evan Mobley wins Depoy. Shaedon Sharpe, Most Improved. Billy Donovan, Coach of the Year. Looks like the Wait, did he go back to Oklahoma City? Is he the Bulls head coach right now? I thought he was the Bulls head coach. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure he is. Whatever. It looks like he's back with Oklahoma City, which is sick. We were the 1 seed here, though, in the East, which is all I really do care about. And again, hoping for a really successful playoff run. I'm not going to dive into the numbers too much. Feel free to pause, take a look at it if you wish. Overall-wise, I'm very happy with this team. We have Charlotte here in round 1. LaMelo Ball, who progresses unbelievably well in this game. James Bouknight, who is adding to the. How is Scoot Henderson coming off the bench? And Jeremy Grant. Okay. It's a very deep bench. I was going to say he's adding to some of the trouble they have there in I can't with this fucking game today, bro. I really can't. We made an absolutely insane team, and we're not losing to the fucking Charlotte Hornets, right? 37-18. I have no idea. I don't really know what else I could have done a little bit better, but you know what? Besides turning the goddamn sim difficulty down. No, I would never do that. I don't know. I guess this is just, I have a lot of these days with 2K that I built an absolutely insane fun team and swift kick in the ball. So Miami Heat fans, I apologize, but I built you a pretty fun team, I would say. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed. Just enjoyed seeing my pain, of course. As always, you guys did. Leave a like down below. That'd be absolutely awesome. Let me know what other video ideas you guys want to see. Of course, if you guys are newer here as well, could subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. That sucked. That's a shitty way to end a goddamn good video. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.